And just like that, UFC 285 Jones versus Gane has been concluded literally a couple of seconds ago. So I'm going to make this quick video breaking down the card all the way from the prelims all the way up to the main event. And tell you who I picked and how it all went down. So let's just get straight into it. If you're new here, I'm Keep It Real MMA. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. First fight on the card, Esteban Ribovic versus Loik Rastapov. I went with Loik Rastapov by, I think I picked him by TKO, but he gets it done by unanimous decision. He was the one coming in on short notice, but I truly believed he was able to push the pace, and I thought his wrestling would be a bit too much for Esteban, and that's exactly what happened. Esteban's pretty good though, man. He's got a really good chin. I think he's got a decent future. If he keeps working on that takedown defense, I think he can do quite a bit of damage in that lightweight division. So yeah, like Radzabov gets it done, and yeah, that's that. Next fight on the card, Damon Blackshear versus Farid Basharat. I went with Farid Basharat by decision. I went with 29-28. And that's exactly what he got it done by. He won the first 2 rounds, lost the 3rd round. Interesting fight. Both of them didn't look impressive to me. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think Farid is as good as his brother Javid. Even though Javid's a complete fucking dickhead and I don't like him. He's a fucking prick. Because Damon Blackshear was trying to shake his hand after the fight. Farid shook Damon's hand, but his brother Javid wouldn't. For some reason, Javid is just a prick. I really don't like the cunt. I hope he gets sparked though in his next fight. I really don't like him, but he's talented though, man. He's really good. But yeah, I knew Farid would get it done, but he didn't look as impressive as I thought he would be. He's not as quick as I thought he was, and his striking, like especially his striking defense, needs a lot of work. But I mean, it is a testament to how good Damon Blackshear it is. Though Damon Blackshear is very good. He's very he is very explosive. He's got a lot of power. But yeah, Farid gets it done. Uses his grappling, uses his striking, just mixes it up as he needed to win the first 2 rounds. Got caught in a triangle right at the end of the 3rd round, but luckily it was right at the end. Otherwise it would, because that was in. It was in for the last 10 seconds. So yeah. But anyway, good job by Farid Basharat. Your brother's a prick, but well done. You're a good fighter. It just didn't impress me. Next fight on the card, Jessica Penne versus Tabitha Ricci. I went with Tabitha Ricci by decision, but she gets it done by submission. Good job. I mean, she got it done by 2nd round submission. Good job by Tabitha Ricci, man. I knew she would dominate the grappling. I knew she would be a bit too strong for Jessica Penne, and I knew she would land the shots that she needs to land. I gotta be honest though, I was thinking to myself as she was striking and then going into takedowns, I was thinking to myself like, fuck, like you're winning on the feet, just chill out, like you don't need to force the takedown. But I mean, she got it done. She transitioned to an arm bar in the 2nd round. She got the tap. Yeah, it was a good job by her, man. Like I can't fault it too much, but like I said, I was the only thing I was thinking to myself was, fuck, like chill out. Like, you know what I mean? Because she was, like, kind of forcing it. And I was just like, oh, man. Like it was nuts. But, yeah, good job by Tabitha Ricci. Good job by Baby Shark. Good, it was just a good performance, to be honest with you. So, yeah, good job by Tabitha Ricci. Sorry if I'm going through it a bit quick, but it's just my honest thoughts on the fight. But yeah, next fight on the card was Mana Martinez versus Cameron Simon. I went with Cameron Simon, and he got it done by majority decision. But in my opinion, it should have been a majority draw. I thought Simon won the 2nd and 3rd round. I need to rewatch the 2nd round because people are saying it was a 10-8, and I'm not sure. I don't think it was, but I thought Mana Martinez won the 1st round anyway. Obviously with the point deduction because Cameron Simon kept committing fouls. That would be a 10-8. And I thought because Cameron Simon won 10-9 in round 2 and 3, it would be a draw, but he got the majority decision. But if round 2 was a 10-8, then he would win. But I'm not sure. Based off what I saw in the moment, I thought it was 10-9 or 10-8. But I'll have to rewatch it. But that's another pick right for me, I guess. But at the same time, I want justice and stuff. But I don't know. But to be honest with you, though, I know it sounds bad, but this is like one of the this is like one of those fights where I don't mind it going to him because it's quite obvious he's the better fighter. Cameron Simon is a much better fighter than Martinez. He clearly showed that as the fight went on. Clearly showed he was a much better fighter, and he was better. He had the crisper striking. He was faster. He had better timing down. He had the better timing down. He was the better at mixing everything up. He was just the better MMA mixed martial artist. Let's be real, like, especially on the feet. Like, he was just better. He was better. So, you know what I mean, there's not much to say about it, but yeah. Cameron Simon gets it done, I guess. Majority decision. The next fight on the card, the last fight of the early prelims, was Ian Machado. I fucking hate saying Machado, but whatever. Machado Gary versus Songkanen. I went with Ian Gary. I'm just going to say Ian Gary. I went with Ian Gary, and he gets it done by 3rd round TKO. I gotta be honest, I thought it was going to be all over in the first when Songkanen dropped him. And yeah, if you didn't watch the fight, Songkanen literally dropped Ian Gary in the first round. Ian Gary was doing so well. He was chewing up the leg, landing good shots, and just bouncing in and out, getting his timing down, and then gets caught with a perfect left hook coming in. Well, trying to disengage by Songkanen. And but Ian Gary, man, I don't care what anybody says, it was a great performance because the second and third round was a hell of a bounce back. And to be honest with you, he showed a great chin. I mean, it was a really good fucking left hook that he got hit with, and he took it. Didn't get knocked out, he took it. Songkanen did go a bit retard mode though by not, you know, separating himself and keep swinging because Ian Gary was still fucking wobbled. But yeah, other than that, man, good job by Ian Gary. Showed great combos leading to the finish in the third round. Songkanen literally couldn't take the punishment anymore. So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great performance by the kid. I can't say that, you know, he looked terrible. He looked really good, and he is improving. He just got caught by a good shot, and this is what casual fans are like, though, you know what I'm saying? Well, even some hardcore fans, they're just like that. They like to turn on a fighter, you know, because it's the good thing to do. But, yeah. Ian Gary gets it done by 3rd round TKO. Well done to him. First fight on the prelims, Julian Marquez versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I went with Marc-Andre Barriault by decision, but he gets it done by 2nd round TKO. Julian Marquez clearly won the first round. He was doing very well. Marc Barriault looked very dazed by a lot of the shots. He looked like he weren't himself, but it was quite obvious what he was doing as the second round went on. What he was trying to do was basically let Julian Marquez slow down, and Marquez slowed down straight away into the second round. And Barriault saw that, pounced on the opportunity, and got a standing TKO. He really battered Julian Marquez in that second round. Really, really battered him. And I just thought to myself, like, I was thinking to myself, because I was bouncing between the two on who I was going to pick, but I was thinking to myself, if Julian Marquez was the type of guy that could keep the cardio for three rounds doing what he needs to do to beat a guy like Marc-Andre Barriault, I would pick him. It was kind of like the Buckley and Chris Curtis situation where Buckley, it's not the same because Buckley didn't gas out, but what I mean is that Buckley was winning the fight because Buckley was doing a lot more than Chris Curtis, but that's what led to him losing. And if you don't know what I mean by that, is that he had to do so much. He had to put in so much effort, time and effort just to stay ahead of Chris Curtis, that eventually, as Curtis just kept, you know, coming in and out and just coming in closer, taking his shots and blocking most of them. Like Buckley didn't land most of the shots. It's just Chris Curtis wasn't really throwing back. That's why Buckley was won the rounds. But Chris Curtis was just edging closer and closer, and eventually the pressure that Chris Curtis was mounting onto Buckley knowing he has a bit of a chin issue, knowing that Chris Curtis hits very hard, eventually he just got very uncomfortable and he tried to throw a kick in the pocket and got the kick caught and got caught straight down the pipe, knocked him out. And I knew Julian Marquez was going to be that type of fighter where instead of that, he's going to get uncomfortable by gassing out because he can't keep the pace. He's got to do so much just to be able to stay in front of Marc-Andre Barriault. And I knew Barriault would take those shots and he would just keep pushing forward. And that's what he did. And in the second round, Julian Marquez gassed out like I predicted. And Marc-Andre Barriault smelt in, got the finish. So well done to him. Next round of the card, Viviane Araújo versus Amanda Ribas. I went with Amanda Ribas by decision. She gets it done by unanimous decision. I thought Amanda Ribas lost the first round, but second round she dropped Viviane Araújo, got a very, very, very good control time, landed good shots. It in my opinion, is a women's 10-8. That's how they usually score it for women's. I know the judges are shit, like fans who can't score fights like me, because I can score fights, they can't. But I gotta be honest though, it was kind of a 10-8. Round 3, Ribas clearly wins, just doing what she needs to do, all the little things to win it. It was a decent fight, man. It's just boring. It's just typical, you know, women's MMA, to be honest with you. But it wasn't terrible, let's just say. But it wasn't decent, but it wasn't terrible or bad. Bad / terrible. Do you get what I'm saying? But it wasn't decent either. It was aight. It was aight. But yeah. Next fight on the card, Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis. I went with Dricus du Plessis by I think I went TKO in the second round, and he got it done by TKO in the second round. I saw a different blonde Brunson against Jared Cannonier. I'm fed up with this man giving me PTSD, man, taking on all these contenders. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, because when he had Duplessis down in that choke, I was like, oh man, if he gets this, man, it ain't gonna end well for anybody in my proximity. But Dricus rallies back in the second. I just knew, after seeing Derek Brunson against Jared Cannonier, he was over the hill. And because think about it this way, right? Derek Brunson won the first round against Cannonier, looked very good. Got a takedown, almost got the choke. He looked very good. But then in the second round, everything switched. He just somehow just gassed out without Cannonier really doing much, and Cannonier got the finish off of it. So I knew going into this fight, he was going to gas out as soon as the second round came about. And I knew Dricus is a guy who gasses too, but Dricus is the type of guy that can just push through fatigue like no other guy. And I just knew he would get it done. Derek Brunson's corner literally threw in the towel. I'm glad he threw in the towel, because if they had made him go out there in the third round, man, fuck, man, the CTE would have been unbelievable. So yeah, Dricus du Plessis basically was landing decent shots on Brunson. Brunson just gassing out because Brunson's old as fuck, almost 40-year-old man. But yeah, Dricus just basically bides his time while gassing himself, so it was good maturity there to be able to pick his shots. Eventually, Derek Brunson just falls over due to fatigue, and Dricus du Plessis just gets on top of him, starts landing fucking decent shots from time to time, and eventually, I think Derek Brunson thought the round had already ended, because he kind of just let his guard down, and then Dricus just lands one big left on him, and Brunson just goes out basically, but then wakes back up, but he's out of it, and then his corner throws in the towel as the horn sounds. So yeah, good job by Dricus du Plessis and Derek Brunson's corner, I guess. So yeah, good job. And the last fight of the prelims, oh, fucking hell, Cody Garbrandt versus Trevin Jones. I picked Cody Garbrandt by unanimous decision, and he got it done by unanimous decision. Now I said, right, like, this is what I said, right? I said that Cody Garbrandt would win by doing this. I said Cody Garbrandt, or I think I said anyway, but this is what I would have thought anyway. I thought Cody Garbrandt was going to win the fight by getting dropped in the first round, and the second and third round, winning the second and third round by just wrestle fucking him, basically. and it was a 50-50. It was a very risky pick. It was 50-50. But I thought he was going to play with the feet on the second, get the takedown, get his bearings back, win off of the control and a little bit of shots here and there. Then the third round, do the same thing, but maybe stay on the feet a bit longer. But no, the first round, he stays on the feet the entire time. Trevin Jones can't land on him, and Garbrandt wins the round very boringly. Second round, Cody just about won it. Mixed in a lot of takedowns and just about got it. And then the third round, Trevin Jones clearly won the third round, but Cody Garbrandt managed to avoid a 10-8, so it was 29-28. Which is basically what I predicted. It just didn't happen in the exact rounds I thought. But, you know, you can't have it all, I guess. Well, unless you're me. But, you know, because I'll find a way. But, yeah, Cody Garbrandt, it was interesting. He didn't look great. I got to be honest with you, it was a very boring fight. You didn't miss much with it. I'm just glad to see him get a win, man. I mean, hopefully it can give him confidence. But the thing is, though, man, he looked good in the first two rounds. Like, he looked good. He was elusive. He was doing these dances. He was landing good jabs. And he just looked like Cody Garbrandt. And to be honest with you, he was looking good. And then as the fight went on, could you imagine how much of a confidence derailer it is, right? When Trevin Jones can't land a single shot on you, but when he has landed some sort of shot up here, you've taken it well, you feel fine. And then in the third round, he lands one decent, kind of clean punch on you and it wobbles you. I mean, his chin is gone. His chin is completely gone. There's no ways about it. His chin is just fucking gone. It is gone. And what diminished his chin was his own fucking ego. I mean, let's be real, man. And it's gone, but you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Good job by Cody, though, man. I'm just glad to see him win, man. I'm just really glad to see him win. You know, exactly. So, yeah. Good job by Cody Garbrandt, man. 29-28 decision. Yeah, unanimous decision, sorry. First fight on the main card. Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. I went with Bo Nickel by submission in the second round, I think I said. But he got it done in the first round. He couldn't get Jamie Pickett down, landed an illegal groin shot, and then got Jamie Pickett straight down off of it and got the arm triangle choke. I gotta be honest though, man, would he have got that takedown if he didn't land that groin shot? Probably not, but to be honest with you, I think Bo Nickel would have won the fight anyway, eventually, but it's not the point. It's still, you gotta take that into account. Okay. Got to take into account that he did land that groin shot, which Jamie Pickett did feel very heavily. So it's one of those. But Bo Nickel, he looked strong. He didn't look that comfortable on the feet though. But to be honest with you, his debut was on a pay-per-view. I think next chuck him on a fight night against somebody, and you know, put him on the main card like a co-headliner of the fight night, and you know, just let him do his work. Not in the Apex though, with a little bit of a crowd. But yeah, good job by Bo Nickel though, man. Happy for him. But yeah, next fight on the card. Oh, fuck me. Matthias Gamroth versus Jarlin Turner. I went with Matthias Gamroth, but this is a blatant fucking robbery. This was a blatant fucking robbery. And all these people in the comment section of the Instagram, all this, right? And even, I'm going to call out the MMA Guru as well. You're fucking wrong. Gamroth did not win that fight. And he did get dropped. He got dropped. He didn't lose balance. He got dropped. If you look at the replay, he got dropped in that second round or whatever round it was. Jarlin Turner dropped him. And what pisses me off is that these people are biased and they flip-flop on who they want to win. I picked Gamroth and I know Jarlin Turner won that fight. It was criminal. Because what did Gamroth do damage-wise? Damage-wise now. Accumulative damage or instant damage? Did he do any of those two things in the first two rounds? He didn't. He did fuck all in the first two rounds to do damage-wise. And most of the fights scored off of damage. Especially when he got outstruck completely in the first round, could barely get a takedown, and even when he did nothing with them. The second round, he got dropped. And yeah, he put Jarlin Turner in the crucifix twice. Didn't really land that much damage and shots in it, and Jarlin Turner dropping him was the closest thing to ending the fight. So closer than the crucifix. And then the third round, I say Gamroth just about won it. And I mean scraped it. Scraped it. So, yeah, Jalen Turner clearly won that fight, 29-28. It was clear as day to me, because I know how to actually score a fight based off the criteria. I will still rewatch it just in case, but he clearly won the first 2 rounds. How can you say that Gamroth won the second round? I seriously don't understand. He got dropped. I swear it was the second round he got dropped. And not, well, one of the rounds he got dropped that wasn't the third round. And the shots he was landing on Gamroth, yeah, Gamroth running, man. And Gamroth put him in the crucifix twice, landed baby shots in the crucifix, didn't really do nothing, and then Jalen Turner got out of the position. He was closer to ending the fight in those rounds. So, Jalen Turner won that fight. It was a complete fucking robbery. But I picked Gamroth, he gets it done. Hey, is what it is. Still, fucking bullshit. Next fight on the card, Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rachmanov. I went with Shavkat Rachmanov by TKO, but he gets it done by third round submission. Interesting fight. I think it showed a lot of things about Shavkat. He's got a hell of a chin on him. Also, Jeff Neal's stock definitely rised after that. But I think the biggest takeaway I took from that, maybe it's because I look at things too analytically, but Shavkat gets hit a lot, man. He's very hittable. Very fucking hittable. And I know Jeff Neal has crisp boxing, probably one of the best boxing styles in the welterweight division, but fuck, man. If you're able to have decent takedown defense and you're able to box a little bit, man, fuck, Shavkat's very hittable. Shavkat will still probably beat you, but he's very hittable, man. And all it takes is somebody to land one shot and he's out. Or dropped, at least. Man, that's mad. Like, but like, he showed great cardio, though. He showed great cardio. He's very fast for his height. Very fucking fast. He lands really good shots. Fighting a Jeff Neal who's 4 pounds overweight. How? I gotta be honest, like, it was a good performance by Shavkat. I think both their stocks go up from it. It was a good position to get the submission too, standing up from behind. But yeah, man, it fucking just shows that Shavkat is very hittable. But I do like him as a prospect. He is a problem for anybody, and I can see him being a champion. So yeah, good job by him. Third round submission. Next fight on the card was the co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. I went with Valentina Shevchenko. I did. I thought she would get it done by decision, 3-2. But Grasso gets it done by 4th round submission via rear naked choke. I gotta be honest, like, Valentina just looked slow. And the only reason I picked her to win 3-2 was because I thought she looked so bad against Talia Santos, man. She looked so bad. And she clearly won the fight, but she looked so bad. She looked slow. And she's 34, man, you know what I mean? He's catching up to her, but it's, right, I call me a conspiracy theorist, right? Like, taking nothing away from Alexa Grasso, you know what I mean? She's a great fighter. And I do think the win was legitimate, right? But I'm going to say this, right? Just to put something out there, right? Let's stir something up, right? Isn't it awfully convenient, right? That the UFC, right? The UFC has... It's awfully convenient, right? That the UFC has built the PI in Mexico, gave Brandon Moreno 2 more chances, you know, give him the interim title shot when he didn't deserve it. You know, against Kai Kara-France, and then gave him the extra title shot he didn't deserve against Figueiredo, and then had everybody push the agenda that he won that fight against Figueiredo, which he did, and he clearly lost 3-2. And then obviously he wins the rematch, so now he's the new Mexican champ again. Because he, like, don't get me wrong, he definitely won the 4th match, but still, he shouldn't have got these opportunities in the first place. And then Yair Rodriguez, coming off of a non-legitimate win against Brian Ortega, didn't win really. Like, it was semi-legitimate, like I've said. and then gets an interim title shot against a very favourable matchup against a guy who should have lost his last 2 fights before that, because he had 2 robbery wins over Dan Ige and Calvin Kattar, and that's the type of competition he can't even beat, right? And you put him in there against him, interim title shot that he doesn't deserve, so now he's going to get an undeserved title shot off of beating Josh Emmett and Yair Rodriguez. It's awfully convenient that the timings of these Mexican champions and these Mexican people, you know, these Mexican fighters getting the opportunities, and then all of a sudden Alexa Grasso gets an undeserved title shot against Valentina and she coincidentally wins by submission. This is, you know, like I'm just putting something out there just for you to think about. I'm not saying that, that is rigged, because I'm not going to say that it's rigged. I think, it's a legit win. But I'm just saying it's just awfully convenient. Very convenient and perfect timing for the UFC. But, I'm just saying, man, I'm just putting something out there, I guess. But, yeah, good job by Alexa Grasso. She looked better than Valentina, except in the wrestling department. But she gets the back take over Valentina, gets the rear naked choke. And Valentina does that tap. So, yeah, she does the special ed set 8 class tap. She looked shocking. Like I said, she looked very slow. But, yeah. First pick wrong. Alexa Grasso gets it done. So yeah, good job by Alexa Grasso, man. My wife getting shit done in here, bro. Let me tell you. But yeah, on to the main event. Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane. We live in a time where the devil runs rampant in the world, where people will, legit cheer for a guy that beats the fuck out of his wife in front of his kids, and then boo the guy that's literally down to earth and is a very nice guy. So it's just life, I guess. I went with Cyril Gane. I thought he'd get it done by decision, but Jon Jones gets it done very easily by first round submission. Very easily, by the way, might I add, very easily. All this shows to me is, if you're a light heavyweight, bulk up, eat some rice, eat some steak, lift very heavily, and just go up to heavyweight, because it clearly shows that they can't defend submissions, and they're not willing to even try to defend submissions. Or maybe that's just Cyril Gane, I don't know. Like I said, like the other fight, I'm not going to say it's rigged. But I did look at the replay, and obviously there's no Mexican agenda here. There's no Mexican agenda here. There's no Conor McGregor privilege here, or Dana White privilege here. But I did look at the replay. It was definitely under the neck. 100% it was under the neck. You could see it. You could see it under his neck, and Cyril Gane looked very uncomfortable. Like he was like you could tell on his face he was scrunching up, and he had no choice but to tap. And I think like the genuine reaction of Cyril Gane proves it wasn't thing, because Cyril Gane was literally like, you could see it on his face, he couldn't believe what just happened, because it happened so fast. And it's not just that, it's like I think he like cried a little bit as well. You could just see it on his face, like he couldn't believe that it just happened. So yeah, I mean, good job by Jon Jones. I guess karma hasn't caught up to the count yet, but yeah, decent card. It's not the best in the world, but it was a decent card. I enjoyed watching it, especially some of the finishes. So yeah, hopefully God brings more blessings to all of you, and I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much. If you're new, please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is Keep It Real MMA. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.